everyone, I'm Holly, and today I am packing orders from the beach release. So these are all of the pulled items that we'll be packing today. I'll probably have a couple of videos. Now I do have to do full prep. I don't have any boxes ready or anything, so that'll probably be a part of this video as well. So if you're interested in watching how I pack our orders, just keep watching. All right, we're gonna start by pulling the orders. This one needs mango milk, a Gone Wonky, margarita lime, and I probably won't go over all of them because that could take just a little while. It won't take too long to pick through these, but I suppose it could get a hint boring. And this is what we do. We just, well, obviously you have to pull your orders, so obviously we go through them. We've been highlighting our you know, the sea salt soaps and the salted scrubs, etc., just so that we were a little bit more organized, because some of these things do have the same name and it can get to be a little confusing. So here we have this, and let's see, we have Hawaiian Dreams coconut milk soap. We have a lemon It's Just Good soap. That's pretty awesome. We have a candied apple clamshell, a mango milk. Oh, that's it for that order. So let's see. A sea mist scrub and a salt soap. Oh, I just love those, and they've done so well. Oh, another lemon It's Just Good soap, and a spring meadow also. Oh, and also a mountain spruce. I'm taking a quick pause here for something that is very important, and I'm asking for your help. My close personal friend and fellow soap maker unexpectedly lost her husband a couple of weeks ago. You may know Mel from Body Care Boutique. She is a bubbly and wonderful person that has been very supportive and loving of others, not only in our community, but in every aspect of her life. Mel used to be very active on YouTube and with her business until it became necessary for her to step back to help her husband with some medical issues. Unfortunately, the sudden passing of her husband has created a very critical and scary financial future for our friend. New details arose that even further causes an unstable future. Our friend really does need our help. If you can donate in any way to the GoFundMe campaign, it would be so incredibly appreciated. Mel needs the time to grieve the loss of her husband, but now she also has the burden of moving and the lack of security that her husband provided, as she was focused solely on taking care of him. I have seen this community rise up, do amazing things. I'm asking you, please let this be one of those occasions. I'll leave a link to the GoFundMe page in the video description. Help if you can. Thank you. Back to the video. Okay, so this first one, I'm going to see if it'll go in this cube box from the post office. And we use the stretchy paper, the green wrap. I get this at ecoenclosed.com. There's a link in the video description. And we just cut it to size ourselves with just have like a quilter's mat and a rotary cutter. You can go back to Let's see, the Pack and Chat, the last release. I think it's the first one. I did a little studio tour. All right, so let's see how this is going to go. So we have a Hawaiian Dreams Salted Whipped Soap Scrub and a Sea Mist Whipped Soap Scrub. And the Sea Mist fragrance, let's see, where did I put it? A fresh ocean scent of sea mist, watery florals, driftwood, and musk. And then the Hawaiian Dreams is a tropical fruity and floral scent with vanilla and musk. Those are both so good and they pair up wonderfully. So I usually spin them so that if there's any rubbing from other products that it shouldn't mess with it too much. Yeah, right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in, let's do the bar soap. So we have Tropical Tango and Margarita Lime. I love both of those. This was a great release. I mean, they're all good. I'm always loving all the scents, but I really loved how this one came together. So then we had the Sunny Beaches soap and then the Jasmine Pineapple. And I really do love that Jasmine Pineapple. I was a little bit uncertain about it at first when I made it. There's a video on the channel. But, oh, it's so good. A lot of the times I smell things up here. Well, you can kind of get, well, they call it candle nose. And basically, your nose is just overwhelmed. It loses some of its sensitivity. And so sometimes I will sniff things up here and think, complete bummer, they don't smell good, as far as they don't smell at all. And then I take them out of this room and whoo, they usually are pretty strong in the long run. So I have learned that. So let's see, I probably should have done that a little bit differently. Usually I tuck one right here when I'm not yammering on. So this is Caribbean Cocktail, and I notice if I get too close it doesn't focus very well. Oh, okay, so now I don't need that little spot of shred. I had to go out into the attic. I work up in an attic. It is the former homeowners, there we go. They made this a little apartment, and so it has a window unit for air conditioning, and it's all ducted. It just doesn't really get up here very well, so it's always hot, it's always a little cold. Anyway, I had to go out into the attic. So this room is pretty nice, not super well insulated, but it's pretty nice. And then, but out in the attic, it's 130 degrees, and I just had to go out there for a new section of boxes, and I'm a little hot. I am running the AC because there's no getting around that. But I have turned off my main fan, so hopefully it's not going to be too loud up here. But I just couldn't turn off anymore. In fact, I'm probably going to be quite toasty by the time this is over, but those other fans really are quite loud. The air conditioner we can deal with. The other fans, admittedly, are very loud. Alright, and then we're going to top it off with this. This was the mango milk, and this was margarita lime. So this mango milk doesn't look very exciting from here, but it actually has, it's dual layered, so it's kind of white, creamy on top, and then like an orangey coral on the bottom. And then here we had the sea mist. Just love these things. I put this up on a video in a social media short. I know you don't like those. You like me to chat. Well, I didn't even film them with any chatting because I filmed so many. I kind of filmed everything with the idea of putting them on social media. But it was just a bonus video. Anywho's, the social media shorts are just bonus videos that went on Instagram first, and I usually link them. It's just easier to link them onto Facebook for some reason. Just kind of like to cover these up just a little bit. Anywho's, so those were just bonus videos. I have a lot of other chatting videos, soap making coming up. But yeah, it's hot. It is. It's hot everywhere, isn't it? Other than Australia, maybe. Yeah, it's like 91 outside. Feels like 105. Whew, it's bad. Okay, so let me think about the samples I'm gonna put in. I actually ran out of my samples. We were running quite slim. And so the only thing I actually have left from this release is I have one Sunny Beaches here and some aloe and coconut cream unscented. So I had to prepare some black raspberry vanilla soap samples. It's a batch that's curing. It's been curing for a month and a half already, so it's fine and good to go. It's just we're not ready to list it yet because it's going on the next release in September. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in an aloe and coconut cream. We have the invoice and the business card. Did I say this is going to Maria in Arizona? I can't remember if I said such thing. So thank you, Maria, for your order. I'm actually all done packing everything else, so I don't need that. I'm all caught up other than the packing chats. We have cutesy little paper and I mean, it's not really that cute, but it's cute in a very subtle, mundane sort of way. So I'm just going to fold this over. I'm going to go ahead and go write down what I put in for samples because I keep track of that in a document. And I'm going to go ahead and get a shipping label prepped and I'll come back for another. So this order is going to Louisiana and a 753 is going to work fine. And this one is going to Tangenia. I hope I'm saying your name right. It is a unique name. I find it quite beautiful. So thank you so much for ordering. Have a little, this is going to be in the way. I can just feel it coming that it's going to stick to my paper. Alright, so just tuck that in like so. And we have a lemon. It's just good soap. And I just remade this yesterday. Super cool. We have a Hawaiian Dreams and the mango milk again. Just going to put that one there and that one there. And then we have a candied apple. And this is a wax melt clamshell. And it does smell different from winter candy apple type. So it's not a lot different, but it is different. So we're going to do that like so. And then my shred this time, I have Craft with some like sea green and some sky blue and kind of like an ivory color. And then the paper was supposed to be sandy. So that's where I was going with that. I'm going to cover that window with the sample and then just kind of tuck these in. Now I normally would put the candied apple on the bottom, the wax melt. However, with it being as hot as it is, the heat notice is in effect and it is best for the wax to be raised up so that it's not on the bottom because sometimes I don't know where they go, if they sit on a Hot Wheel well or what, but sometimes the bottoms of the packages get a little bit hot. So into that one we put in the black raspberry vanilla and we're going to put in blueberry lavender wax melt. Now I haven't made any new for this time because I did not have any new wax for this release just because it's so hot. It's just hot. Okay, so we're going to put in the business card and my invoice. I love the business cards. I stuck with the little pearlized one. I just think it looks so good. I love it with the rounded corners. And so the paper, it was supposed to represent sand. So I was kind of mimicking my Sunny Beaches soap. You can kind of see the colors through there. That's why I have these colors this time. On with my sticker. I was actually, not these ones because these aren't the new ones yet, but I buy my labels, these stickers from, I think it's labelin.us, and I follow them on Instagram, and they actually did a reel of cutting some of their 2.5-inch circles, and I was featured. It was pretty cool. I was like, all right, ran down and grabbed my husband. Oh, look, I am on their reel. They're making my labels. It was very exciting. Okay, so this order is going to Lauren in New Jersey, and I have already prepped the box. As you can see, we have a Sea Mist salted scrub. Oh, so good. I love the Sea Mist scent, and I will probably be making that in a regular bar soap sometime, but not this year. I have the rest of my year is just like boom boom lined up. I will be working 6 days a week just to be ready for the restock fall release, restock/fall release, and then Christmas will be following. And of course, Christmas has to come before Thanksgiving, so they actually have enough time to pack your orders, get them gone and in the system before Thanksgiving so that you can enjoy them during the holidays. But not only that, but after Thanksgiving, oh, the mail system just turns into a real mess. And so it's my goal every year, just get them out there, get them gone before that happens. Last year was a doozy of a mess. I know a lot of things got lost, not mine, but got lost, and oh yeah. So we put in a Margarita Lime and a Sunny Beaches, and again with the Sea Mist soap. I don't know if you can, I'm hoping this will focus. I can't tell whether it's focused. I probably should have my glasses on, but I don't. When I wear glasses a lot, then I struggle to use my eyeballs any other time, so I try not to use them too much if I'm not needing them. So this was the Margarita Lime, and it's a Gone Wonky because they were all Gone Wonkies. They have a fair amount of ash, and you can't really steam ash off of a salt soap. That's something I've learned. I learned that last year. That does not really work very well. See, I'm not a steamer, so it wasn't something I'd, just dealt with before. But yes, it will melt the salt down and create this really weird, like, well, like the frosted animal cookie things. It's just like the thinnest icing of all time. It's kind of like that. That's what happens when you steam them. Also, they didn't want to release from their mold very well, so some of them have some like grooves and like a corner missing, so we put those in as Gone Wonky. But usually it just means that a little bit of a design flaw, doesn't anything to do with safety or anything. It's just a little flaw. All right, let's put in some shred to kind of bring it up, match it. We're going to put in a Mountain Spruce. It's Just Good soap. I'm still trying to figure out if that will be at our next release or not, because I don't have the fragrance. When I was making my order, it was not available. All right, let's just do it like that. So see there, looking good. We have a little extra space, but what are you gonna do? I don't have a box that would have fit it otherwise, any more snug. That's looking pretty good. So I like to normally put in a sample for the It's Just Good soap as well, but I don't have anything else than the Mountain Spruce. So we're gonna put in the Black Raspberry Vanilla and an Aloe and Coconut Cream. I've had to be more stingy with my samples with this release because I didn't have that many soaps in the long run, and when I make my really big batches, I don't get very many samples. I should have made a separate batch just for samples, but I completely forgot about that. So that's the story. I've gone a little bit easier on the samples with this release, which most of them were super fat. Like, I don't know if you can see this one. That's a fat sample. So, they're not all that way, but most of them. So this one is off to, nope, and not ready to go quite yet. Nope, nope, nope. Have to put in the invoice in the business card. It's very important. Now, this box will be ready to go to New Jersey. Okay, so this next order, we're using a lot of these cute boxes today. This order is going to Jamel in Virginia. Thank you so much for your order, and I do hope I'm saying your name right. We have a couple of Sunny Beaches soaps, and we have a Hawaiian Dreams scrub. It's pink and blue and yellow. I don't know how well you can see that. It's hard with the reflection. And we have the Sea Mist. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? I think, yes, I'm going to turn the soaps just flat like that so that I've just plenty of room for the bath bombs. And I'm going to cover the window. I could flip them upside down, but sometimes that presentation drives me bonkers, and this is one of those moments where I don't want to do that. So a little cover for the soap windows. We'll put in some shred. Make sure it's pushed around those jars. Don't want them to rub together and ruin the labels. Okay, that's pretty good. I have a batch of peach salt soap over on that table over there. Oh, it smells so good. All I can think of is peach crisp or peach cobbler or whatever. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, so I do use the stretchy paper to wrap the bath bombs. So we have a couple of the Sea Mist bath bombs, and you can't see because of this label, but there's a little embedded pink salt chunk. And so when you pull this, it raises up and creates such a nice little barrier there. And we'll get this one all wrapped up. Ah, yes, that's perfect. There's also a scent that I'm getting over here that reminds me of Florida. And I cannot think what in the world it is, but there's a combination of scents over here that is really doing that for me right now. Just a very, it's kind of like a mix of the Hawaiian Dreams. I think it's just the mix of what I got going on here plus the peach. Wowza, it's good stuff. Alright, we just need to put a little bit more to protect those bath bombs. We're going to go in with a black raspberry vanilla again. I don't actually have enough to keep adding in the other samples. So I think I'm just going to have to go with the black raspberry vanilla. It's a rather thick one. The invoice and the business card. And this is going to be the last order for this video. And I will come back for a part 2. And we will just continue this process. I have 4 more to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll stick around for part 2.